think we're good, right? Let me do some testing. Hold up. Huge test. Just gotta make sure this works on every single thing. We can get right into the nitty gritty of the work today. You see, I'm looking on the phone. It looks like it's not gonna work out very well. Move it over to the left a little bit. Maybe no. Let's see. 2, 3. Is that visible? Wow, actually perfect. All right, cool. So I guess we can get started. All right, everyone. We're switching things up a little bit. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get the content for this week out in the open. Now, I'm going to be missing, I think, by mid next week, so I have to double down. So we're going to see if we can get through at least 10 different poems today. It's going to be a kind of a hassle. It's going to be all over the place, but let's see if we can get through it. Um, one moment as I try to figure out where my other stream is going. Kind of got the a little anxious right now. Manual dashboard. Testing audio. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're solid. Yeah, we should be good to go. Let's change up some of the music. Kind of get some. Yeah, let's wake up a little bit. Let's wake up a little bit. How better than with some NF. Right. Alright, let's do this. There's some vomit on the page. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hold on. It's like it's weird. The song hits hard, but then I'm at the same time just like, wait, we're going on to something. We're on to something here. We are definitely onto something here. I'm lost in the dreams I tell myself every night, thinking that maybe I can be more myself. With that to fight, I can never fight. There, my immediate mental health. I see, no, well, cavern? Why am I thinking of cavern? No, hold on. I'm onto something here. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm onto something here. Uh, I'm not onto something here. I lost it. I lost it. Wow, I don't know why I lost it. I think I saw it. Overthinker. All right, yeah, we could try it. Could give some good inspiration. Cool. It has like a distorted vibe. That distorted vibe is actually really cool. It's not really something I hear in the music I really listen to. That's actually really cool. That was cool. That- it's like it, if I heard the lyrics correctly, you say the demons outside, I'll protect you, but I'm just a light. That's actually pretty deep. That was cool. That was cool. Thank you for the recommendation. Yeah, I like that. I like the I don't know, I kind of like that idea of just if at least if I thought about the lyrics correctly, where it's like you're trying your best to kind of protect somebody from what they have to face. But at the same time, if you just like that light bulb above them, keeping everything at bay, if they walk away from you, you can't really do much. That's actually really cool. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how. So yeah, weirdly enough. Oh, actually, I've been writing all day. I can probably go off with some poems I wrote today. No, today was more so a consideration of like kind of trying to hit poetry for the week, but then it's really hard to stay into that deep, you know, that deep thought process while it's happening. Um, that was actually really good, but it kind of got me. It got me into kind of that introspective zone, which is great. Let me see. So I think okay. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start writing off of a poem I wrote today. There was like three, but I think only one of them was good enough to get through. Let me see if I hear it well. When I tell you I'm ready, I'm not telling the truth, just trying to force my heart to feel something for you. And I look into those eyes, I see you're present, while my heart and mind are fighting to forget it. You're all I ever wanted. I'm the wrong one, of course, not ready for the love I've always prayed for, and that is what hurts the most. You know, I can vibe with that one. I can definitely vibe with that one. So let's type that one out. Let's type that one out. Um, and I guess we'll run with it. At the same time, let me get something. Please tell me there's no lyrics here. Definitely not. Maybe some piano. Yeah, we could do some piano. Let's think. Wait, hold on. I'm too chaotic right now. Hold up. Nope, that's coffee. Bad one. Bad one. Get into the page. So when I tell you I'm ready, I'm not telling you the truth. I'm just trying to force my heart fall in love with you. When I look into those eyes, I see you're here, present, while my heart and mind. You see that verse, no, that stanza. It's something about it that's kind of messing with me. When the heart and mind are fighting, like to forget what, you know, they're not even there. So I think the issue is less so about the fourth line and more so about how we even started in the first place. And I look into those eyes. What do somebody usually see when they look into the eyes of somebody who's interested in them, but it's not reciprocated? What's a good metaphor to draw? It's kind of like when a kid is getting forced, is getting told, "Hey, eat your vegetables because it's good for you." It's like love isn't a bad thing, but sometimes it's just not. You're not the person at that moment to accept it. Just like those kids, when they get older, for the most part, they'll, you know. And I look into those eyes, and I look into those eyes. I don't. Yeah, there we go. And I look into those eyes. I see something I don't deserve. Oh, my heart and mind. Mm, no, feeling that one. Let me see. When I tell you I'm ready, I'm not telling you the truth. I'm just trying to force my heart to fall in love with you. And I look into those eyes, I see something I don't deserve, while my heart and mind fight over past hurt. All right, it can flow. Um, in truth, you're all. In truth, you're all I ever wanted. I'm. I'm me. Of course. I like that. Originally, I had I'm the wrong one, but that's too direct. In me saying, in the the narrator saying, and I'm me, of course. It's kind of like they don't see themselves as worthy of that love yet, right? Because it's just like, oh, isn't it obvious? I'm me. So because I'm me, I don't deserve someone I've always wanted, right? You kind of just sew that along as you move through the poem. And I'm me, of course, not ready for the love. Oh, not ready for the love I've always prayed for. What is going on with my spelling? Wow. Okay. Um, okay. So I like this. It's an ongoing cycle, right? Where in the first one, he's like, I'm not, when I say I'm ready, I'm lying to you. I'm trying to force my heart to fall in love with you. It's kind of a forced reality of he's never going to be able to see her the way she sees him. And it's almost kind of like a feeling of, how did I get so lucky? You know? You ever get that feel? Anyone get that feeling? It's just like you look at the person in front of you, just like, how in the world am I so lucky to have this person here? You know? And then looking to their eyes, that's when it starts to kind of delve into what that person's thinking, right? They're fighting over past heartaches and traumas and hurts that they never fully got over until they, they fall into that self-deprecating gap of logic, right? It's like, I'm me, I don't deserve you. And that causes them to feel more pain. When I tell you I'm ready, I'm not telling you the truth. I'm just trying to force my heart to fall in love with you. And I look into those eyes, I see something I don't deserve, while my heart and mind fight over past hurt. In truth, you're all I ever wanted, and I'm me, of course, not ready for the love I've always prayed for. And that's what hurts the most. Okay. I actually really enjoyed where this one's coming from. Um, I think the take home message for this poem is definitely going to be, hurt people, right? If we keep on, if we keep hold of the traumas that keep us up at night, we'll never truly find restful sleep. And in this case, if somebody continues to hold on to the past traumas of love, the past traumas of pain and hurt, they're never going to feel like they deserve love. And further, time's ticking, you know? They can run into the one person that would have been absolutely perfect for them. And because they're not ready, they can miss it. I like that one. I like that poem. All right. So this one, let's see, what's today's date? What was the last one? The 8th. So this one's for the 9th slash 25. For the 9th? Really? Hold up. I worked through it that much? Oh, I guess. Okay. That means it's gonna be kind of a short stream. No, no. We gotta I guess we gotta read through all of them, right? Let's start with the sixth. So I think this was the one that was supposed to be uploaded today. Uh, I'm sorry, I fell out of whack. I just started my podcast again, so this weekend has been an absolute mess for my schedule. But we're rolling it, right? We're gonna move forward. And hopefully, everything gets ironed out. So let's look at this one. In a turn of events, I lost myself, longing for a reason to find myself, and funny enough, I did, as soon as I forgot the key, that left all of my broken memories locked behind the bars in my heart. Because I know all too well if I left my mind, to, there's a riot they'd start. Okay, I definitely wrote this when I was half asleep. Let's work through this one, okay? Let's work through this one. Okay, I think that was visible for everyone. In a turn of events, I lost myself. Okay, so something not expected. I guess we can stick to that. Turn of events, I lost myself. Though I'm missing a reason to try, find the remaining pieces of spellings. Atrocious. Okay. To find the remaining pieces of heart I lost, the remaining pieces of mine. In a turn of events, I lost myself, though I'm missing a reason to try. To find the remaining pieces of the heart I lost, the remaining pieces of mine. Um, Dark in my hand, pulling battered edges, up, bandaging up with empty promises. Okay. In a turn of events, I lost myself, though blah. Wow. All right. In a turn of a okay, hydration. Nope, they're doing that. In a turn of events, I lost myself, though I'm missing a reason to try. To find the remaining pieces of the heart I lost, the remaining pieces of mine. I walk alone in the dark, cutting my hands on the shattered edges, bandaging up with empty promises and endless reasons to forget it. Ooh, that was good. All right. Endless reasons to forget it. So let me read it over like I can follow the thought. In a turn of events, I lost myself, though I'm missing a reason to try. To find the remaining pieces of the heart I lost, the remaining pieces of mine. I walk alone in the dark, cutting my hands on the shattered edges, bandaging up the empty promises and endless reasons to forget it. In my head takes this in a spot where it's like this person has to face their traumas, but they're just it's hard. But I kind of want to take this in a direction of like, I don't know if anyone listening has had this situation where you're going through something really difficult and you're so tempted to give up. Like, there's every part of you wants to give up, but then you think about that one person, that one person that would look at you and say you can still keep moving forward. And it gives you just that little bit of oomph to get through what you're going through. And I want to take that emotion and put it into the next stanza, but it's a little difficult. Let me see. Endless reasons to forget it. Until a light appears in front of me. Wow. Okay. All right. It's right there. It's right there. Terrible. I walk along the dark, cutting my hair. Until a light appears in front of me, showing me the way. Only. Okay, that's weak sauce. Don't get me wrong, it's weak sauce, but we're there. We're almost there. Let me get rid of this old one real quick. In a turn of events, I lost myself, though I'm missing a reason to try. To find the remaining pieces of the heart I lost, the remaining pieces of mine. I walk alone in the dark, cutting my hands on the shattered edges, bandaging up with empty promises and endless reasons to forget it, until a light appears in front of me, showing me the way, showing me that there's a reason, showing me that it will be okay. I like it. I think it came out okay. Um, it's a little bit open ended, right? That light can be anything. It could be faith. It could be, that person from your memory, somebody passed away. It could be somebody in the future. Like personally, sometimes it's funny. Sometimes when I'm in the gym, right, I'm like, I'm pushing. I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like mentally, I'm just like, no one would know if I don't finish this rep. And then I think to myself, what if my future wife was looking at me? My future kids? What if they saw me in that moment of weakness give up? And you best believe I get the weight up, right? But it's those little moments that they build slowly but surely, and before you know it, you know, out of a mound of stone, you build a castle. And the castle is the best thing you can ever create, and it's yourself. I like how that poem came out. I'm gonna go ahead and scrap this one for a future poem. I'm just gonna throw this at the bottom. We can work through that later because that one definitely needs some edits. All right, let's go back up. Okay, beautiful. So thank you everyone. We worked through that poem. Great. Next. All right. So this one was supposed to be for tomorrow. Let's work through it. I fully understand that most people watching is going to be a little cut off, so I'll try my best to scroll through as I'm reading it. Just bear with me. Okay. I wake up every morning wondering what's next as I lay there quietly, still in bed, trying to find a reason to finally exist. I have to go to the gym, I have to get stronger, I have to come home, eat, then shower, then find a way to spend the day trying to mix my dreams and pay, but somewhere along the way, I think I forgot how to mix the two and left the door closed to the possibilities. And when I returned, the door smashed open, my words all jumbled up, and my hopes left broken in me. And the paper tries its best to keep up and find the way to find the missing puzzle piece, but I'm still searching. There is such. Okay, I know for a fact I was tired writing this, but there's such good content here. Let's work with this one. The other one was a mess. But this one I feel like we can really wring it out and get like such a good poem out of it. Okay, so let's first talk about it, right? Wake up every morning, still in bed. There's so much to do. It gets listed out. And then when you reach that moment of, oh, I have to get up, I have to do this. And then you realize, wait a minute, I have so many things that I have to do because I have so many dreams I have to reach for. And then you remember, oh, wait, I threw my dreams in the back of my head and forgot about them years ago. So, if anybody's ever had, like, I don't know, that one room in an apartment or house you really don't go into, or that one closet that you just throw everything in, it's messy when you get in there. um okay, we got this. So I want to keep that first thing there. I wake up every morning wondering what's next. right? So this is painting the picture of somebody who has dreams. They have these dreams in their mind, but they didn't actuate them. They didn't like put them onto paper and make goals and, you know, make them into next steps. They're just still dreams in their head. So I wake up every morning wondering what's next. As I lay there, as I lay quietly, curled up in bed. I feel like that flows a little better, right? I wake up every morning wondering what's next as I lay quietly curled up in bed. I try and struggle to find a reason, resist the temptations to rot and just exist. You know, the existential flow, right? We're fighting that. We're fighting that temptation to stay in bed and be comfortable. Let me see the flow. Okay, so I wake up every morning wondering what's next as I lay quietly curled up in bed. I try and struggle to find a reason to resist the temptations to rot and just exist. Beautiful. Okay. And then I think this is where we get into the listing of what they're the steps to get to where we have to get to, right? Um, we have to go to the gym. We need to be stronger. Then come home, eat, then shower. Okay, cool. I like the little break in the flow. So I need to go to the gym. I have to go to the gym. I need to be stronger. Then come home, eat, then shower. Right? Then find a way. Wait, let me see what the other one's saying. Then find a way to spend the day trying to mix my dreams and pay. But somewhere along the way, I think I forgot how to mix the two and left the door closed to the possibilities. So we have a sudden break in flow. Low key, it might work still, though. It might still work because that little stagger might be we might be able to use that stagger for to our advantage. Um, Let me think. I wake up every morning wondering what's next as I lay quietly curled up in bed. I try and struggle to find a reason to resist the temptations to rot and just exist. I have to go to the gym. I need to be stronger. Then come home, eat, then shower. Then find a way to spend the day trying to mix my dreams and pay. But somewhere along the way, think I forgot how to mix the two. Okay, so we have A, B, A, no, A, B, A, I'm, I'm gone. A, B, C, D, B. All right, A, B, C, and then, yeah, no, I have to stagger it a little bit more. Then find a way to spend the day. New stanza. Spend the day. Wow, I'm like mentally breaking right now. Then find a way to spend the day trying to mix my dreams and pay. Somewhere along the way, I think in its own, okay, I think in its own stanza, we're good. I wake up every morning wondering what's next as I lay quietly curled up in bed. I try and struggle to find a reason to resist the temptations to rot and just exist. I have to go to the gym. I need to be stronger. Then come home, eat, then shower. Then find a way to spend the day trying to mix my dreams and pay. But somewhere along the way, I think I forgot how to mix the two and left the door closed to the possibilities. Okay. Um, this might work actually. I think the ending was pretty smooth, right? But then when I return, the door smashed open, my words all jumbled up, and my hopes left broken in me. And the paper tries its best to keep up and find a way to the whoa. And the paper tries its best to keep up and find a way to find the missing puzzle piece. But I'm still searching. Honestly, this stanza, I like the little jump around, but it's a little redundant. Um, Keep up and help me find the missing puzzle piece. I'm still searching. Okay. I wake up every morning wondering what's next as I lay quietly curled up in bed. I try and struggle to find a reason to resist the temptations to rot and just exist. I have to go to the gym. I need to be stronger, then come home, eat, then shower. Then find a way to spend the day trying to mix my dreams and pay, but somewhere along the way, I think I forgot how to mix the two. I left the door closed to the possibilities. But then when I return, the door is smashed open. My words are jumbled up and my hopes left broken in me. And the paper tries its best to keep up and help me find the missing puzzle piece. But I'm still searching. And the paper tries its best to keep up and help me find the way to the missing puzzle piece. But I'm still searching. I think that's solid. I think that's solid. It's super long though. There's a solid chance I might have to like trim it out for the post this week, but we'll get to that. Okay, everyone, you can read this. I'll be back in like 20 seconds. Definitely drink too much water. I can't. Yeah, we'll just put this up. Let's get back to this. Oh wait, hold up. Great. All right, awesome. Where were we? Yes, perfect. Let me just on to the next poem. I just want to say I thank you everybody who's been watching so far. I know this is definitely not the easiest things to watch, but you've definitely been helpful, and I do appreciate everybody's patience in my rambling. Let's keep it up. What's the end of the week? What is the end of the week? Is it? Hold on, let me check my calendar. Okay, so we have to post until the 12th, or we have to write until the 12th. Um, we have until the up to the 8th. So we have about three more poems to go through. All right, let's workshop this one, okay? Where do we go from here? The silence is deafening. My friends are my doubts and fears, and I think I'm forgetting to let them go. They tell me to stop trying. They tell me it's enough. They tell me I'm no good. They tell me I don't deserve love. They tell me to walk away. They tell me to follow them. They tell me to watch. I think. Hold on. They tell me to walk up to the edge. They tell me to jump. And when I look at them in the light, when I see who they are, I realize this isn't my fight. I realize it never was from the start. Mm, I remember this one. So this one was. Uh, I'll be honest. I've been writing since I was 13. And honestly, I never thought I would go ahead and make it a thing, right? Now, there was a point in time I got hit with doubt. a lot of it. And I realize it's not really something to fight against. You just gotta keep working, you know? Um, it's a lot about faith. It's a lot about faith. And I feel like if it wasn't for my faith, I probably would not have I probably wouldn't have actually done anything. But so is life. I like this one. I'm gonna leave it like this. I find it hilarious. People always leave when I talk about faith. Funniest thing in the world. Um, I'm gonna leave this poem like this one. I like it. Then we just wrote this one. All right, beautiful. So let's move into what we're gonna post for the 10th. Um, let me think. Let me think. I think we need a reset. I think we need a mental reset right now. Hold up. Um, set. Give me something. Give me something. Violin hybrid fantasy music. We're gonna try it. Okay, not too bad. Solid. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and ramble a little bit. What are we aiming for here? What are we aiming for with this next poem? We hit a lot of different themes already. We definitely hit a lot of different themes. We hit faith, we hit love, we hit kind of like a weird introspection. Let's see. For the life of me, I'm having a hard time. I think I might just have to. I think I just have to write. So let's get something a little depressing. Let's get something a little depressing. I have a feeling this is going to be a really. It's not working on me. Hold on. I kind of mentioned this in the beginning. Something a little difficult to get so many poems out at the same time. But we're gonna get there. It's a little bit of writer's block. We're gonna get there. I just need a minute. You know what? We're okay. Writer's block. We're just gonna write. We're just gonna write. I think we can get something solid right now. Wait, okay, wait. Let's try something new. I walk through the trees around me, their branches wave at me in the spring blossom, like a violin string swaying to the music of my heart as I realize I am all alone. That one, I think that's it. Low key. I love that. I walk through the trees around me. The trees are basically like metaphors to the distractions in life, right? And the branches waving at me in the spring blossom, it's to kind of highlight seasonality. So the distractions in life are in spring blossom. We just got out the winter, right? The winter is supposed to be cold, hard death, right? Old age. That's the metaphor for winter. But now we're blossoming. Everything is starting to shift, but we didn't come out of the previous season unscathed, right? In inside, we're still there. All of the, all of the weight, all of the baggage is left behind. And oftentimes, when we walk through the flames, in this case, when we walk through the winter, we end up on the other side left alone, right? I walk through the trees around me, their branches wave at me in the spring blossom, like a violin string swaying to the music of my heart as I realize I'm all alone. That one was that one came out beautifully. Okay. Thank you everyone. All right, let's go to the next one. Zero. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Let's see. Just gonna keep it. That one might be good. Let's see. I hear laughter outside my door, a reminder of what I felt before. I heard the new. Oh, but what I felt before I heard the news. A moment before I learned the truth. Walking in on an empty closet, no shoes, a rush to get away without leaving a clue. The moment before I lost you. I like it, but it's weak. And no, we're not doing weak. We're not doing any weak poems. The whole new numbers poetry. No weak poems. Like kind of got the cogs turning. Not enough though. um. Oh my gosh. Not enough. One second. Okay. The clock is ticking away at my dreams. I fight tooth and nail each and every night, fighting to get ahead, running on the treadmill of life, falling face first every time I realize I'm still here. I think I'm gonna just let's keep writing. We'll write everything out, condense, and workshop it. I'm still here. Let me see. We gotta do this right. I okay, no. I lost the train of thought. I completely lost the train of thought. Yeah, I can't. For the life of me, the writing is just not working today. It's like fighting me. Um, I think we just gotta speak in honesty. There are no words left. My mind exudes the pain that it feels daily, but sometimes there's a wall of white noise that keeps me numb, and my heart tries its best to be enough, but a ship without a captain is as good as none. It's shorter, but I feel like that ending is a little profound. Not gonna lie. Well, we're gonna rock with that one actually. I think the day of I might have to work through it a little bit. Um, but that one actually is pretty good. Okay, let's do one more, right? Let's do one more for the road. I'm to anyone here, I'm doing this every single Sunday, I think at this point. Um, and then of course each poem is gonna be posted throughout the week. We're gonna have a cool YouTube segment for each poem as well. Like I'm doing my best here to just get my writing and to you, and hopefully along the ways, it somebody get some type of inspiration. That'd be pretty cool. All right, so we have 04, 12, 25. Okay, let's think about this one. What direction are we going? We got to make this one like solid though, because it's like this is the last one for the road. Let me check the calendar. Yes, it is the last one for the road. Um, one. We got this. We got this. Uh, Bro, this is difficult. Hold on. But writing with a audience is one thing, but thinking with an audience, that's a whole different ball game. Let's lean into that feeling of being lost in a city that you've never been to before and you're alone, right? It's just the sheer idea of I think I messed up. Did I explain this one? You know, I don't know if I explained this one. Let's talk about this one really quickly, okay? Then we get to the next one. I think that's what's messing with me. There are no words left. My mind exudes the pain that it feels daily, but sometimes there is a wall of white noise that keeps me numb, and my heart tries its best to be enough, but a ship without a captain is as good as none, right? So wow, this one this one was just me being honest. Like it's just complete and utter white noise. That's what writer's block is to me, at least. I don't know if there's any writers watching. It feels like white noise. Um, and daily I'm reminded of the inner turmoils that occur, and oftentimes you want to put that into writing, but the reality is that the reality the reality is that um it's not easy, right? So then sometimes you try to feel as much as you can to kind of overcompensate for the writer's block, and oftentimes it's just like there's no direction to it, right? So then you end up feeling more of that pain, more of that distraction and trauma and everything else, and there's no real way of expressing it since your brain isn't there. And that's kind of what this one ended up getting into, you know? All right, cool. I have closure on that poem. Move on to the next. Right. So back to that loneliness, right? Back to that loneliness. Bustling streets surround me. Hold on, hold on. Oh, okay, yes, this could work. No. Wait, this could work. This could work. The bustling streets surround me. That spelling is ridiculous. The bustling streets surround me. The bustling streets surround me, unsaid stories and hidden lives, a crosswalk of empty dreams, a solo walker against the tides. He takes careful steps toward a place he doesn't see. An oasis hidden in the mess. A hidden oasis that an oasis hidden in the mess behind the dreams already. Okay, hold on. Bustling street surrounds me, unsaid stories and hidden lives. A crosswalk of empty dreams, a solo walker against the tides. He takes careful steps toward a place he doesn't see, and an oasis hidden in the mess. Oh my gosh. Um, an oasis hidden in the mess, somewhere in here, right? But we can't use the word dreams again because we killed that word. It's dead on the floor, bleeding out. Um, behind. Oh, I think I'm thinking about this the wrong way. I've got to be. He takes careful steps towards a place he doesn't see, an oasis hidden in the mess. I don't want to say the word trees either. I don't want to use trees. That's just. Um, see that? Yeah, you see that? Big brain. uh, That took too long. That took too long. The bustling streets around me, untold stories and hidden lives. I don't like the second line. It doesn't flow, right? A bustling, the bustling streets surround me, filled with unsaid, filled with unsaid stories. It might be too long. Bustling streets surround me, filled with unsaid stories and hidden lives. A crosswalk of empty dreams, a solo walker against the tides. He takes careful steps toward a place he doesn't see, an oasis hidden in the mess behind life's many complexities. It could technically be good there, but it wouldn't be a numbers poetry stream if we didn't push it to the point where we milk the poem. So we're gonna go ahead and milk the poem. Um, he's walking against the grain. I want him to stop. How does he stop? Why does he stop? Why does anyone stop when our attention is caught? Maybe in this particular case, his attention gets caught by another person who's walking the same direction against the crowd. No, wait, how would we introduce that? Um, it's a great direction, but then I complicate it for myself because now we got to figure out how to put that into poetry. Life's many complexities. Lost in thought until he sees. Wow, wait a minute, hold up. I just realized I made a biggest mistake in my life. First person to what? The third? Oh my gosh. That was such a bad mistake. I have not made that mistake in years. Okay. The bustling streets surround me, filled with unsaid stories and hidden lives. A crosswalk of empty dreams, a solo walker against the tides. I take careful steps toward a place I don't see, an oasis hidden in the mess behind life's many complexities. Lost and taught. That's embarrassing. All right, you guys are seeing the process here. All right, you see what it does to me. Lost in thought until I stop noticing. Uh, lost in thought until I stop noticing another. Um, nope, 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 nope. We're gonna jump that ship. Lost in thought until I stop. This poem is breaking me. There's not enough caffeine in the world for this one. Lost in thought until I stop, looking to see I'm not alone. Mm, no. All right. No, it's fine. Fine. We'll we got this. We got this. We got this. Hold on. I gotta big brain this again. Just gotta focus. It's like a head bobbing above the water. Um, we already used the tide situation, right? Tides, an oasis. What could this person be? stop noticing a buoy in the water, floating on by. Stop. Oh, wow, it's not working. It's not working. I stop noticing a buoy in the waters, floating on by like nothing can stop her. I stop, stop, floating, not alone. Disappears into the depths. Okay, so this one's okay. Wait, before I even explain this one, let's read it through to make sure it works. The bustling streets surround me, filled with unsaid stories and hidden lives. A crosswalk of empty dreams, a solo walker against the tides. I take careful steps toward a place I don't see, an oasis hidden in the mess behind life's many complexities. I stop, noticing a buoy in the water. In the waters, floating on by like nothing can stop her. I stop and notice I'm not alone until she disappears into the depths of life's many unknowns. That works great. Wow, that one took a lot to write. It's not as strong as I wanted it to be, if I'm honest with you. But but I do think it came out fine. Now this is a big metaphor for, you know, being different. Oftentimes we find ourselves lost in the crowd of life, right? You have all these people, all these problems, all these situations, and you're just going one direction, and you feel like everyone else is going the other direction, right? Everything else is going in the opposite direction. And sometimes you find that one person that feels like they're there, they see you, you see them, and you understand each other. And often it's never your fault or the other person's fault, but often you end up, falling apart. And most of the time, it's just because of life, it happens. But I think a big thing is kind of realizing that things happen like this, right? Life, love, happiness, everything is just a snap of the finger. And it's not only like a solemn reminder the fact that, the love of your life can actually just come and go as just as quickly. It's also kind of endearing to the extent that for those who have already lost their love, if somebody came and went already, you just gotta wait until you see the next buoy in the water, right? Until you see the next person going in the same direction as you. And oftentimes, paths connect. I don't know. It's very weird. It's very weird. Um, Kind of diving into that idea. It's weird to say that there's always another person because oftentimes when we fall into those situations where we fall in love and lose that person, we think that's it. But there's been so many cases where somebody's fallen in love, they get hurt, or the other person gets hurt, they both, whatever, they fall apart, and then they end up finding somebody who ended up being better. Well, better, right? Um, who they connected with better. I think that'll be a better way to put it. And I feel like sometimes you ask those people if they would do it again, they would. I don't know. It's a nice little, it's a nice little idea or thought to keep in mind and to kind of hold close when you feel like you're all alone, especially after a heartbreak. Just no, you're not. You're not. It's just take it a day at a time. That's the best thing to kind of do. Um, Let me see something. Okay, so we wrote the poem for the 12th. Technically speaking, we are ahead of schedule, I think. But let me think about this. Saturday is supposed to be podcast. No, no. Sunday's podcast day. That's when it's uploaded. What did I make Saturday? Oh gosh, what did I make Saturday? I think Saturday was a. I think it was a normal day like everything else. I'll figure it out. Worst case scenario, I write it offline. Um, no, yeah. So thank you everyone for watching. It was amazing, to actively write all these poems with you guys. Now again, this is new. Everything I'm doing is new. It's brand new. I have no idea what I'm doing, but we are aiming, absolute aiming, to be one of, if not the best poets out there. Obviously, it's subjective, but we're gonna do what we can, right? So of course we're gonna stream. Gonna try to stream every Sunday. If it doesn't work out Sunday, I'll try to figure it out. But at least once a week, gonna be streaming, except next week. Um, Anyone watching, you should definitely check out the Numbers podcast. It's live on pretty much everything except Pandora, I think. One of those things. Um, Spotify, Amazon, pretty cool. Would love to hear what you guys think about it. And yeah, we'll go from there. And I'll see everybody next week. So God bless, stay safe, and yeah, I'll work on an outro eventually. All right, bye everyone.